Whose turn is it?
I think it's...
And what's your favorite? What's your,
Jonah.
No, I just did mine. You just did yours.
what?
It's Tim.
it was my turn.
Your turn?
No, yeah, it's your turn now.
No, I asked the music. It was your turn.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
Jeez.
What were you saying?
Who's on first?
Did you say what your favorite band was?
What? Me?
No.
Well, I mean, no, that's what I say. Like, so it depends on the type of music.
Infinity Airsoft TV asked, "Dear Insert and Jonathan, he knew. What was your worst airsoft experience?"
Next question.
I tore my pants once.
Oh,
Like,
that's
you know,
right.
we've always. I think everybody here has had a pants tear.
Yep.
Like straight.
I haven't had a pants tear.
You haven't?
You
had-
haven't?
You're due up then.
No,
Yes.
no, because if I'm tearing pants, I can't afford to get replacements.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so-
no. But the thing is, this was like, you know, like the ripstop, like tiger striped
Right.
style pants. Like not even ripstop. It was like the the cotton, like that other blend that rips too easily.
The polycotton.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
polycotton.
not the
Like,
full,
I mean,
like,
those
real
things
cotton
just
one.
rip so easily, especially even if it's small or big or whatever. They're just the wrong tweak of motion can rip those pants.
Yep.
So,
There may have been a blown out crotch in my past, as I steal your question.
I will say there was an event. I'm not going to name where the field I was or at the event it was, because the field is not around anymore, but the company's still around. And it was a day event. My friend Todd said, "Hey, let's go to this. We'll check them out." And we went to this. It was like a CQB mount area, and it was just so boring. I mean, it was like we just basically like left halfway through the day. It was the first time I left early for an event. It was so bad, and it was just, wasn't a fan.
What about you? Can you share it? Pass?
You can do it how like I did. Like I'm not.
Well, okay.
Blaming a
well,
field
okay,
here.
so when I got shot in the tip, it was like one of my worst airsoft injuries. But that ruined it for me for the day.
Yeah.
And the next
Yeah.
week.
That would
That'll ruin it.
that would be up
Taking
there.
a Dan West into the crotch. Sucked.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that would.
But like worst airsoft like day, like most aggravating was we were at that event. Remember? We were like getting ready for the morning briefing. And I was just-
Okay, so
and I was just pissed off, and
yeah, I remember that, and
I woke up
I
on
remember
the
that.
wrong side of the bed.
that was a different event than the one I'm referring to. But yeah, I mean, mine was a local field from here
Yeah.
in California.
No, mine
Yours
was a MilSim event.
Yeah,
that
yours was
just
a
like,
MilSim event. I remember that.
Just not a
And
good day.
we were-
It got better.
It got better, but you know,
initially,
yeah.
oh, it was not a good day.
No, it wasn't. I remember that. You?
Me, kind of the same situation as you. This was actually a big MilSim event. The company, I guess, is still around. It's not one I've ever published a video on, so that'll narrow out a lot of the big ones that are good right now. Went there, drove a long way to go to the game, and to put it bluntly, it was terrible. It was so bad. It was a group that had never put on a big MilSim
It's
op
always
before.
like that. It's
It was their first one,
Yeah,
and it
somebody
just...
can always think that they can put on an event. I mean, I put on events before. It's hard, you know, and you got to take criticism, and you know, but there's some, you know, but
It ended up being like a lot of the people that are just there just to have fun were on one side, and everybody was like
Hardcore
expecting hardcore MilSim on the other, and it was just it was a mess. Like I was like, I'm done, I'm out.
what time are we looking at?
We are way in there.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna do this 35-minute episode because you don't come by here now.
So were you on the fun side or were you on the take it serious side?
No,
I was on the fun side, but I was playing with the taking it serious side.
Oh.
Yeah,
So you were just there with a bunch of people who were angry.
I got picked for the wrong kickball team.
Okay.
That's a good
All
way of
right.
putting it. How fun would that be in an airsoft game where you like have to pick your team with your
Oh, yeah.
friends? Oh, that'd be horrible. It'd be
Who's
like,
next?
who
Gotta
would-
bring two uniforms with you,
Who would
though.
be the nerd? Who would be
No,
the,
it would just be Miguel standing there at the end of the day. And he's like, guys, I want to be on a team.
and it would be
Come
like
on.
he's like, but he's really good. Just no one wants him to.
No one wants to talk to him. Ethan Cash asks, hey, Insert, what advice would you guys give on the best way to start up a team and to keep it running?
Ooh, that's a big one.
I think starting up the team is easy, in my opinion. Keeping it running is the tough part.
Yeah.
Can you collaborate? You have
Yeah.
your two experiences.
Yeah, okay,
I
so
have my one experience.
so a big part of starting a team, in the sense that George means that it's easy, is if you're already playing with a group of people, you know, it's easy enough to just put a patch on one of your shoulders and say, like, hey, you know, we're part of the team
Yeah.
now. Scheduling and consistency of information are going to be your biggest tools. So if you can schedule everybody together to go out to events or to have fun or to to do that. That works really well. Will work really well for our team at the time because we were doing indoor CQBs. We would have training days, once a week when we would get together at one of our local fields at like near closing when there weren't a whole lot of people, and we would train together, and that helps build camaraderie, and so you invest more time because you want to get better as a group. But really the main thing is consistency of information getting out to all the people on your team. It's really easy when you have 3 people to get information out about when you're going somewhere or where you're going and scheduling those things. But if you've got 20 guys on a team that you're trying to put together, and you need to make sure that everybody gets the information in an appropriate amount of time and is able to spend the money to go to an event or to devote the time necessary to attend an event, then making sure that everybody's well informed is going to be your best asset.
That's a good answer. You?
But it's easier now, though, I think, to kind of build up what you said.
Yeah, no,
with Facebook groups, it's like you can say, okay, everybody in the Facebook group, everybody talk.
Yeah.
I think what it comes down to, the hardest thing about keeping a team together, and again, to build off what you said, is understanding that not everybody on the team is going to have the same level of dedication that you or someone else. You may be in it for like, hey, look, I want to go play 3 big ops in a year and that's it. Some guys like, hey, I want to go to every single weekend I can possibly play. I want to play at every MilSim op I can possibly get to. So you need to find
That's how I don't
a happy
understand
medium.
how Too Tall Tom's has teammates.
Yeah, because he's like everywhere.
Yeah.
I know. He goes to like every...
Yeah.
Like,
And
I was
he
hanging out with
goes
Jeff the other
far,
day, and he's
too.
like, he shows up in his field. I'm like, what the heck? What are you doing here? So, but yeah, that's kind of like the thing is finding a balance. I think a good way to do that is maybe have 2 groups inside your team. Like, understand, like, not everyone is going to be, like, super hardcore. So let the hardcore guys
that's
get,
a really
like,
good thing I'll touch on, too.
crazy, go play all the time. And then the other group, like, kind of make it like your, not like the B team, but make it more like your casual team.
It's more of
can call it
reserve.
the
We have different status in our group. Different statuses mean we have our active, reserve, and inactive. And basically just means that the active people, the only difference really, you think that's like we're not picking people or anything like that. Active, all being active means you're paying your team fees. Our team has team fees every year, and that's how we're able to afford new T-shirts, new hats, new whatever. Like that's how we're able to sometimes even pay for gas on our Humvee, type stuff. So active means that everybody's contributing their money per year. Reserve means that they're not doing that, and they're not playing anymore, but they're still we're all friends first. We met through Airsoft and we became friends through Airsoft, but we're still even though some of us live in Las Vegas now, and even everybody is around still. Sadly, very recently we had an event or a thing I had to go to where we all saw each other again because sadly one of our teammates passed away, but that was really good to get everybody together. Again, we kind of realized, hey, we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
And then there's all of a sudden this reemergence of people who want to get back to seeing everybody on a normal basis again.
Because I think a team's more about, and to your point too, it's more about friendship and hanging out and having a good time
that's totally
than
what it
actually
is.
playing Airsoft.
Yeah, no, that is what it is. I mean, we haven't played Airsoft as a full team in quite a while. Some people still played at the MilSim West event that was out here, or the Lion Claws event up at George. At local events, getting people to go elsewhere. Not everybody can do that.
Right.
I'd say it's 30% Airsoft and 70%.
I'd say for us,
shit-talking
it's
and crotch taps.
I say more for us. It's literally 5% Airsoft, 95%.
Yeah, the older you
frat
get,
house style humor.
Yeah, the older you get, the harder it is. You have school, you've got work, you've got life. Some people have kids.
Yeah, no,
Adult
but,
things.
Yes.
Most of the people on our team do have kids. For the majority of them, and almost all are married.
Yeah. Being adult stinks.
Yeah, it does. I want to go back to being a kid.
Yeah.
It's not. It's awesome.
Don't be an adult. All right, let me get a good one.
Does that happen to you often? Yeah.
Wait, what?
All right, last one. We're going to get a good one.
Last one, guys.
All right. Can we get a hashtag triggered down below us? All right. McSwears writes, which... McSwears.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So...
I wasn't there, but...
Hey, insert. I've been watching Jet and Node's Beta Giant 4 footage, and it made me wonder, do all the MilSim games you attend have the same amount of chaotic yelling among your team? I'm just beginning with Airsoft, and I'm trying to get an idea of what the environment is like. So, let me...
First, let me... I was not a Beta Giant.
You weren't there.
No,
I was
not
there in that group. You were there with Jet and D.
But Matt's
and
usually
all
pretty
them.
quiet, though.
Well, no, you and I were doing all the chaotic yelling.
Yeah, we
Well,
were doing the chaotic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt doesn't yell.
I don't talk at all.
I don't hear Matt ever.
You're always like, yeah, you are like whisper quiet. So let me give you the very, very, very short version of this is no, they're not all like that. And let me give you a little bit longer version, at least from my perspective. At the direct action mission, and if you guys aren't familiar with the direct action mission, it's a scripted side event for a squad at American MilSim games. So you show up, you pay extra, you're given a dedicated opposing force to fight against,
Actors.
and they're actors. And you're told, here's your mission. You got to go rescue, in this case, rescue the hostages, defuse a bomb, and extract with any intel or anybody else you have with you. So that's all you know. So you're sent in. This one was very different. One, because we had a bunch of other people that kind of came along on it that shouldn't have been there, that's not part of our normal group.
That wasn't part of the rostered schedule.
Correct. So more people involved, so it got larger than it should have been. We did have blank fire going on inside. So that was another big thing too. So the yelling's going to be amplified because we all had to wear ear protection. I actually had my active ones. I had Peltors. So I was able to at least to turn those on and not. But most people didn't know.
If it's still going off, it's kind of hard.
It's muffled because all that full auto fire and explosions and stuff. I mean, we're talking real blank fire with like AKs and M4s. Most people had little squishies.
Yeah.
So you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
So you're going to talk louder normally. It's like having your headphones on in your room and your mom or your girlfriend, your wife walks in, you're going to like almost yell at them because you're listening to music loud or playing a game loud. So it was a lot of that, and a lot of people that aren't used to running together ended up contributing, at least from my perspective. And we did have one guy with us who was, I can't say his name, active FBI hostage rescue team guy who was there, and he was doing, I would say, 90% of the go because he switched into training mode to push us along to keep us
moving.
I mean, from an outside perspective, what I was seeing, like you said, the blank fire. Not everybody knows that, and as soon as I heard the blank fire, I figured that most of you guys were wearing ear pro because especially indoors, even blanks, even though there's less powder than a normal round, still pretty loud.
You'll ring your ears.
Yeah, it'll ring your ears pretty good.
And we're using bangers
and explosions and stuff too, or not, or when det cord went off or whatever that was.
Yeah.
So, but not all events are like that. Some are though. There's some people who just really get into that mindset, or they get in that yelling mindset, but don't be put off by that. I would say.
Yeah.
Matt.
Oh, sip of coffee. It's going to be good.
Let me throw some perspective at you, gentlemen and ladies. So here's the thing. There were a lot of comments on a lot of the videos with regards to this direct action mission. I think that's what spawned this question. I think you mentioned that. When you have, for example, a video channel, YouTube channel like Jets or Nodes or ours,
Boots on the Ground guys.
Hopefully you've watched
that wasn't even
well.
referenced in the question. Come on.
Yeah.
You have to understand that certain considerations have to be made because in addition to doing it for fun, we're also doing it for video.
To promote it.
Most of the damn direct action missions take place at dusk or dark. And so if you don't have night vision, like a camera, you're not going to see what's going on, especially when you're indoors in a building. So a lot of questions were raised about like, oh, well, why are we all using our flashlights constantly and backlighting each other? Well, yes, you're right. That's a completely wrong tactical decision. But in the interest of making it show up on camera so that you can see that Jonathan's running by when Jonathan's running by, or that Miguel's breaking through a door with his shotty, then you can see who's doing those things.
Because everybody's flooding light everywhere.
Right, and it's the same for the audible confirmation of actions. If you're going to go through a door, or you need to go around a corner, maybe somebody's off camera, but you want to hear what's going on. Those audible speaking elements have to be made in order for the viewer to understand what's happening. And yes, it was very loud because of the blank fire that made it somewhat difficult to understand certain points. But if you look at the alternative, having a completely stealth mission, the way that you would actually do it with a squad of 6 to 8 people with no flashlights on and almost no talking.
Similar to what we did at Ironclad at night, where it took we went way over time.
Right.
I mean, on our own tangent because we felt like we were going to get backstabbed the whole time. But a lot of us were running night vision. We had a night vision camera, but at the same time, just like the footage just didn't come out the way we wanted it.
Right.
And it, with the night vision camera system, it's kind of hard to be precise on there.
Right.
And it's not like we can hook
we're getting
everybody
better at
up
it.
with night vision.
Exactly.
cameras.
So it made it so everybody's whispering, so you couldn't understand anybody. Like it was completely different.
So
I would
yes.
say not as enjoyable for filming because we never released it because
Right.
it's it's okay footage, but it's not what you guys had it faded.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of boring comments below.
So
Yeah.
Ironclad, he's mentioning Ironclad because we actually did 2 direct action missions. We had to do it again during the day, which is the one that you guys saw, because the night one was so slow paced because we took it very seriously as a direct action mission. So, considering the alternative, a completely dark view and almost nothing going on audio wise, you'd be sitting in front of practically a blank screen for 20 minutes, and that's no fun for anybody.
Right.
So no, not all airsoft events are like that. There's a lot of really fun ones where you do get to get shot at with blank fire guns.
Oh yeah.
So
Total game changer.
Yeah, it definitely. Some people will have their reservations, like, oh, it's it's a real gun or whatever. But I mean, blank fire has been something that's been implemented steadily over the airsoft community for like the last 2 years. I would say 3 years maybe, and perfectly safe.
It's handled by staff.
Not going to harm you, or it's either handled by staff, or it's very heavily regulated if you want to go the MilSim West route, where you have to pass tests, you have to do all this crazy stuff that's pretty complex, actually.
Yeah.
So, keep that in mind. I mean, having used some blank fire products, it's perfectly safe.
So
And it's fun.
mixed weirs? No. There's your answer.
Well, Jonathan,
It was a good dam, though, right?
it
Oh,
was,
yeah.
I would say that
Oh, yeah.
it's, for me, from my perspective watching it, I was jealous it wasn't there. It's scheduling conflicts just happens, but it looked like a good dam. That was probably like one of the most, and I heard from all of you guys that it was one of the best dams in terms of how it functioned. Yeah, there's some people who weren't supposed to be on the roster, or, people doing stupid things that's out of your control, but I think overall it went pretty well.
Had a blast. Probably one of the top 2 or 3 dams I've ever run. Top 2 or 3 airsoft experiences. So
Now, I mean, with TMVC now releasing their GoPro adapter for PVS 14s, maybe that'll be a game changer. Maybe,
$500.
well, yeah, $500.
$500 bucks.
okay, but
They
you're
said it was
talking
going to
about
be
a
that.
person
They
who's
said it was
already spent $3,000 on night vision.
True.
Try less than that. But,
Yeah, but
it's good.
I don't know how much they cost.
Well, anyway, I mean, so the TMVC adapter maybe will be a game changer for some people, being able to record more night vision stuff so that you can get more of that perspective.
Yeah.
Down the line, we hopefully will be able to provide more of that kind of footage for you. But for right now, I'd say that the way you guys executed it was the best way to execute it. Lights and lasers on, blasting light everywhere, yelling at each other. At least it looks like something's going on, something's happening. I mean, there's excessive yelling, sure, but
And let's face it, the enemies, like they radio ahead, okay, next damn mission starting. I mean, they know you're coming.
yeah.
They're in there waiting for you.
Exactly. There's no. We did this surprise thing at Ironclad. I will point out where the guards didn't even know where we came from,
We
or where we were.
totally
And,
broke that.
Yeah, we broke that dam.
Yeah, they left.
The guards left because they couldn't find us. Like we snuck in, backdoored the whole thing, got
Yeah.
everybody out. They were like, they went on their patrol like
Yeah,
they
because
never saw us.
apparently we were supposed to just follow that dude and just go right up the road and kill 2 dudes, and then but instead we went this way, went around, hopped a wall, all this stuff. Like, it was crazy what we did.
Yeah, it was
So,
fun, but we broke it.
It was fun from our perspective.
Yes.
Meaning, I think that everybody had a good time because we executed something very well. However, it wasn't good for film purposes.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell.
Yes.
We'll see you next. Jeremy.
Thank you,
Clarkson.
Jeremy.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, Jonah, thanks again for joining us.
Hey,
thank
thanks for
you.
having me. I feel like I finally am part of it.
are one of our favorite airsoft celebrities who've never been on the you've been on the SHOT Show version, but I mean that doesn't really count.
Well, he was not on a full length.
Yeah,
I'm
he
happy
gets
you were
2
on
parts
full
out of
length.
this. Like, I mean, we're probably gonna have a part 1 and a part 2 just because.
I don't know.
Well, that one we had to restart it, but I mean,
Part
like,
12?
No, it'll be like I think we'll do this in 2 parts. Like, I don't see why we wouldn't do it in 2 parts.
Or
Yeah. Definitely.
that's good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Good times.
Is it lunchtime now?
See you guys
Oh.
later.
It's almost lunchtime. Bye, guys.
Do the
The
the roast
queen.
parade's coming up.
And finally, somebody in the studio has a better beard than Roger. Roger has a thicker beard and a bigger beard, but yours is like groomed, nice and neat. Like, looks,
You have the
I have the junior version. The
blanking here.
lumberjack.